Sorry if there's a little wind noise. I don't have my mic or anything on, so just audio through the GoPro, but I'm in the middle of eastern Colorado. You can see out here. I have seen this homestead many times while I pass by on a certain road that heads towards Colorado Springs. We don't really like to talk about where things are located, so I'm not going to really talk about where it's located. But I mean, maybe you can get a general idea from the view and be like, oh, I know where that is, and you can check it out. It was kind of hard to figure out how to get back here to this homestead. I'm not really wearing pants, so I hope there's no snakes. Looks like telephone poles. What else? We got some type of cellar. Oh yeah, maybe. Possibly. It probably had a roof on it. That was probably a cellar. Or maybe just a shelter for, you know, the tornadoes, bad weather. It's not cinder blocks complete, as you can see. It's pretty thin, but it is a type of block. It makes you wonder where the driveway was. Probably old enough that maybe still didn't have driveway. Some type of slab over here, as you can see. You got the chirping. God, look at that old tree. That's cool. This is how people lived not that long ago, you know? And here's the steps going into the cellar here. So, or maybe it was just a storm shelter, you know, going in, and then had a little wood cover. But you could sit in there and, you know, not get blown away with a tornado. Trying to figure out the best way in. It might be through the window. These things are kind of pokey on my legs. Type of nail. So it's like a galvanized nail. We'll put it back. It's right there. I don't know. But you can see it was redone at one point, because here's the original siding. And at some point they put on this like a cement board or something. I don't know what it is. Let's see if we can get in here. I'm sure no one's been in here in a long time, because it's like I said, it's not easy to get to. So it had mud on the walls. I forget what that's called. Dang it. You know, here, see, they have to be careful of the floor, but right here, cement, and then this held it on. That's all before drywall. That's how homes were typically done. So you can see it was a certain type of board that had grooves in it to hold the mud and hold the wall, and it would be, you know, perfectly smooth and flat. And maybe that's some of the paint. It's definitely has color on it. So I would say this overall was probably a fairly nice farmhouse, and it would have been fairly insulated because you have, I can't see inside the core. Well, there's the core up there. Might not have had anything in there. Sometimes they use newspapers or whatever they had, but you would have had an airtight seal by having this method. And then the floor is raised off the ground. Got the front door here. Look at this handle. It's enamel. It still turns. Got the old paint. Got a hook here. That might have been to hold it open, or who knows. We'll have to kind of look at some of the goodies. There's the glass from the old door. So, you know, they had a glass front door. That would have probably been the weakest part for energy loss, just due to that's pretty thin wood, and then you have that single pane of glass. You got the fireplace or stove. Most likely it was used as either or. That's just how they did things then. You know, it would heat, but you could put your kettle of water on to heat up or food. So inside the wall here is some dirt. So some dirt. Yeah, there's dirt. But that could just be the deteriorating of this stuff falling in over time. Which, does that have asbestos? Well, no, it's like a cement mix. I mean, it could, potentially could. I mean, they might have put asbestos in it for, because it's a fiber to strengthen it. That's a possibility. Apparently, a hole in the floor. Like, did somebody tear that up one time looking for something? You know, old homesteads like this, you might actually hide valuables under your floor. You know, here's more. They actually use cement. There's the brick for the chimney, and the chimney's still up there. And you can see more of the wall. So it would have all been covered. Being careful while I talk where I step. I don't want to get a nail in the foot in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to guess that was added later, because obviously being close to the door, some sort of pipe, I'm guessing electrical. That's what that was. So this house had electricity at one point, which I did see an insulator on the outside. Coat hook, look at that. They would have hung their coats right there probably. They probably used this back door more, possibly. Big windows, basically go to the floor. Wow, this would have been the view. And apparently they had it fenced off, or maybe that was added later, keep cattle out, don't know. You got another room back here with the big window. So, I mean, let's speculate. That could have been just a bedroom at the front of the house for probably Ma and Pa. And then, you know, you walked in and this could be sectioned off. So, could have possibly had extended family here. Because you would have this, share the fireplace, have a bedroom, have your, later on, electrical coming in right there, which is funny they did it just right there, but they took the easiest route. I mean, I'm sure there was cabinets or something. There would have been a cooking area. Man, look at this door. It's just pretty cool looking. Oh, I can't open it. Oh. So maybe this was like the kitchen. I only say that because there's like this shelf thing here. And there's a curtain rod over that window, and that window definitely slid open because you can see the... let's see if I can get in through here. Problem with these old places, sometimes you can't open doors. So here's a piece of the Electrical, no, that is plastic. I don't know what that would have been. There's, sorry, didn't have it on camera. I don't know what that would have been. That seems like plastic or bakeware, maybe. It's not that brittle. You can see there's paint on it, and it's sticking out where the mud would have been here, but it's fallen off the walls over time. So that would have been the correct position. And over time, everything deteriorated, and it's now just this loose piece that I don't know what it's for. Could have been a light. Oh, here we go. What's this? Definitely different layers. Layers of paint, which probably lead paint. I'm not going to eat it. Blue. Look at that. You can see the blue. So it looks like it was painted white, blue, white, and then something else on top of the blue at one time. Oh, here we go. Yep. It was painted many times. There's even a green. So obviously they lived here for extended time because they painted. You can see the blue. So blue on the window here, and then the white was on top. So it went through many phases of being painted. Here's that curtain rod. And like I said, they ran a shelf across there for some reason. And you had the attic access was in this room. So I don't see a stove for cooking though here. So maybe this was just another bedroom. Maybe they did the cooking out in this room, and then you had the entryway. I do see another cool artifact we'll get to. And then there's they had a shelf above the door, so yeah, they definitely had a shelf up there because there's another bracket. By a look at the screws, fairly old, because you know we don't buy that type of screw to attach things anymore. Had a nail in the back of the door, probably hung their coat. Actually, you have a couple. Well, one even down there. I like to be detailed in my videos, so if it's a little long, oh well. These places are just falling down. A lot of channels do great jobs of their photos and video, but they skip a lot of stuff, and I'm always like, well, you didn't look at this or that. So I try to be more thorough with my videos when I find buildings. So here we go. Way down here is mounted 2 sockets. Wow. That is crazy. So what, you would have 2 light bulbs down low, and then you would have your wire coming in. So don't go touching these, kids. Right by the low window seal that had a single pane of glass that if you fell against, you know, trip, fell, break, cut yourself. Definitely why we have certain codes nowadays. You got your baseboard. They use this nice big thick board for a baseboard. I see it all the way around. It's red. You can kind of see the construction down there. Looks like it might be even sitting on some cement. Like they had some footing. Makes you wonder when this was exactly built. Here's more electrical stuff up there. See, they would have ran it in the attic, and it was just an open wire. So think about that, just an open wire to those. So imagine, for some reason, you had to go in the attic. You had to remember, turn off power or don't touch those. Also, the cause of fires and everything else back then. And as we saw over here, just some sockets right there for light in the wire coming in, the raw wire. So somehow the wire, they had the wire coming down somehow to that. take another look out the front. Another big tree. You can see where I parked. Wow. And this door sitting here. So this door, well, let's see, that has a door. Who doesn't have a door? That room had a door. This one is obviously not on, and that one's not on. Well, that one's definitely rectangle. I'm kind of wondering if maybe the weight. Ah, yes. The house was not built like this. You can see all the slats are pushing down. The weight of this chimney is probably pretty intense with this cement part here. It's weighing it down, so it's pushed everything, this middle piece down. It's pushing it down as things are rotting. This could fall and I could die, because that would be, yeah, pretty epic. I mean, somebody would check on me eventually, because somebody that lives around here would see my truck and be like, hey, that's not supposed to be there. Let's see. More old plaster on the wall. And then the side of the door, nothing spectacular. But just kind of cool how you can see the old paint like that. Now this side's raw. We got the old lock. I mean, to think that's what kept people out, I guess, out of your bedroom. At some point it looks like somebody shot it right there. Kind of looking at the cans. Make sure I don't miss anything for the viewers here. Okay, I think that's it. I probably can go out the back. So let's do that. I still find it pretty wild that they were just like, we'll run the electrical in. We're getting this thing called electricity. We're gonna just bring it up right there. Right there. Wow. Uh-oh. Still works. Oh, hey. I almost didn't see this. How did I not see this? Hang on to good service. It don't cost, it pays to feed Purina Chows. Kit Carson Feed Store. Art Steiner. I don't know what that did. If you know what this did, let me know. Put it in the comment section, because that I don't know. But it's Purina Chow's food. This might kind of date when this was last used. Some type of plastic. But it shows you people are living here for quite a while. And I'm guessing somebody died and somebody didn't take it over. Ooh, there is a big hole over here. Massive structure. Maybe that was the outhouse. Have to be careful. Or well, as I came out. Look at that. This hinges still work. So there was a screen too at one time. Yep. Looks like they had some type of weather sealing. It's pretty cool. This is huge timbers too right here. Well. Is that a well? Whatever. It looks like it busted open and collapsed. Or maybe a septic tank was installed at one point later on. That almost seems more like a well with the pipe, but I mean, I didn't see a spot for a toilet inside, so I'm guessing that was a well. Cistern, would that be a cistern? Hold water? Whoa, that scared me. The door squeaked and made a noise and I jumped. Yeah, it's cool in there. Looks like there's a skull back up in there. If you can see that. Looks animal, so not human. Thank goodness. Last thing I want to do is be reporting and saying, hey, I came out here. It's like cement or plaster on the side right here. So I'm guessing this held water. And they pumped the water into the house. So maybe that pipe was actually for water. Maybe they had indoor water. And the electricity didn't come up that way. That makes sense. See, figure things out as you look. Things we don't do anymore, you know? I'm just fascinated by this tree, by the way. Looks like they put posts around at one time for some reason. Could have been for any reason. Okay, let's I'll go up here. That's pretty cool. I think it's time to move on. Hopefully you enjoyed visiting this little place out in the middle of nowhere. This would have been how they lived back in the day out here on the prairie. This is like Little House on the Prairie. Well, a little bit newer than that, but you get what I mean. It's nothing around, just you surviving. You farming the land, cattle, whatever you're doing, and surviving. I think I'll go over the logs, it'll be easier. Going all the way around. So at some point, all these poles were probably slowly replaced at some point, some of them, and they put them here probably as storage. There's plastic bits, so you know they're not too old. Oh, there's even tags. 2010 inspection to 2011, 2001 inspection. Some type of road right there. More inspections. So not too old that they dumped them right here for whatever reason, right here, right against the fence, and kind of took down the fence. And why, who knows? Who knows? Not that long ago. Well, I'm gonna get going. Hopefully you enjoyed this little urban exploring, more rural exploring really, out here in the middle of eastern Colorado, the plains. I just find this really fascinating. I've been wanting to stop at a place. I figured I'd give this one a try. Well, mainly because I had to go pee. Lucky for you guys and gals, I had to pee. So you gotta check out this place with me, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Take care and stay well, my friends. Have a good one. Bye.